and gents, this is the moment you've waited for.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Shaving with Rich. I'm excited about this episode today and I'll tell you why. We're going to be shaving with some vintage products. It's going to be great. So, in my group on Facebook, Rich Man Shaving Group, we actually have a link below in the description if you're interested in joining the group, having some fun with all of us. We're always doing something fun. This week it's Vintage Week. We're celebrating and sharing our love for vintage shave gear. Whether it's soaps, whether it's razors, whatever it happens to be vintage shaving related. That's what we're covering this week in my group. Earlier on in the week, I did a straight razor shave, and that was great. Really enjoyed that. Today, we're going to be throwing back a little bit, and this is actually going to be a little more of a sentimental shave for me because some of the vintage products that I'm using are near and dear to me. So let's take a look here. This is my Gillette Slim Adjustable. But not only is it my slim adjustable, this was my father's razor. So after I got my father into wet shaving, he always loved projects, and this is one of the projects that I gave him one of my razors, and he polished it up and he just made it like new. One thing about my dad is he always really took very good care of everything that he had. So we'll be using this Gillette Slim Adjustable. I introduced my dad to Voskhod blades, and these for a very long time were my very favorite blade. In fact, if any of you guys if any of you guys watch my top 5 blades, it's number 1. But it's been a few years and it needs to be updated, but nonetheless, I'm going to be using this. My dad's favorite blade was actually an Astra SP, the green ones. But we're going to be using Voskhod today. And I don't know. I'm going to have it on setting 6. We can dial it up or dial it down depending on how things go. I'm going to be using some Mitchell's wool fat soap. This is vintage. This is vintage week. I don't break this soap out nearly enough, and I just thought, hey, this is the perfect time to do it. Vintage week in my group. We're going to celebrate things. So this is original 1893 formula. Right here you can read. Original 1893 formula. Mitchell's wool fat. Great. So this is actually a harder soap. Oh, it's not even harder. This is a hard soap. Triple milled, and yeah, my puck is very hard. So some people have difficulty lathering it. So, but other people just love it, swear by it. So what I'm going to do, first rule of shaving with Mitchell's wool fat is to not drop it and break the container. So we're going to set this down in a safe place. I've actually been soaking my puck in hot water long enough to bloom the scent also, but most importantly for me, I was soaking it just to kind of soften it up a little bit, and I think that's going to help. One, I'm going to use the liquid as a pre-shave just to wet my face with, and then I think that'll help soften it up just enough that it will assist a little bit in lathering. But as far as lathering goes, I chose a tribute brush. So this is the tribute brush to my father right here. And I have these on my Etsy as well if anyone's interested in them. This one I have set with a F1 Innovator knot. And this is really great for loading soaps. It's got great backbone, and you'll see. It'll get the job done. I was actually soaking it in my Old Spice mug. The reason why that is great, because when you soak it, you don't need to soak your brush all the way up. You can soak just the knot itself, and that works great. So that's what I did. A lot of times, actually, you know, extreme heat and moisture over time can deteriorate the glue that's in here holding the knot. I use epoxy. It's a very strong epoxy. But yeah, so that's what we're going to be doing. So this, again, I haven't broken out this vintage mug in a long time. Most of my vintage gear just doesn't get near enough love. So let's set that aside now that we've used that. And get on with our shave here. I'm also going to follow it up with Skin Bracer right here. This was my father's go-to aftershave. You know, it was simple and it got the job done. And my dad enjoyed the scent on this better than a lot of the other common aftershaves that you can just pick up at any store. So this reminds me a lot of my dad, and so we're going to use that as the aftershave. All right, guys, let's get into this. You can see, I don't know if you can see, but I've got some liquid just on the top. I'm going to pour that out and just put that on my face. And you can see just by, I mean, there's, should be good to use some of that. That's nice and slick. And I don't need all of that product, so, or I'm just getting out of the water because I used as much of it for the pre-wash on my face as needed. And now, just gonna load it. So I've got, this is a porcelain container right here, so I'm just gonna load it right here. With the F1 Innovator. A lot of times you'll see videos and stuff where people will say they have, you know, issues lathering Mitchell's wool fat. But I don't seem to have any issues. As you can see, there's plenty in here. And that's a good load on the brush. Alright, so I think that's going to be good for time being. A little bit more water on the face. Alright. So this is newer right here. The brush. I haven't used this tribute brush I think only once maybe. So when brushes are new, sometimes they'll lose a hair here or there, so that could happen. That's just normal if it does. You can see there's some peaks right back here. That should be good. Have a lot in here. In fact, you know, I can always just take some right off there if you like. Put that on there as well. Certainly would never hurt, and there's plenty more there, but I mean, I lathered it pretty easily, no problems. All right, so This is on setting 6. I don't know if you can see it, but setting 6. And if we need to change that to something higher, I always can. No worries. Looks like still slick here. It is dissipating just a little bit, but I really don't think it's going to affect the quality of the shave right now. So one thing that we're doing in my group, we just recently had a week where everybody tried the shark blades, and that was fun. This week we're doing vintage week, and it's been a lot of fun. About halfway through it, so next week we've got another theme. Everybody's been getting involved. Super active group. Great atmosphere in there. Rich man family. It's a great thing. It really is. Nice. All right. Let's go back to it for the second pass across the grain. You know what? I think just for kicks and giggles, because I actually don't I don't reach for this so very often, so I think I'd like to go back to the puck, see if I can get a little bit thicker. I mean, it's definitely there, you can see, but and the slickness is good on here, so I can see, you know, why people still use it. It's still widely used. We'll try that. So a lot of times people will use a soap, and first time when they use the soap, they may not get, you know, their best, you know, experience with it. So sometimes they just write that soap off, like right off the bat. And, you know, if I was going to give any advice about that, I would just say use it a few times, because sometimes, you know, soaps are very different, and they just take time to get dialed in to work for you. And in this case, the lather that I'm getting isn't the thickest, most voluminous lather that I get with other soaps. You know, but there's still plenty of slickness and other qualities in the soap that's going to help me have a successful shave. It's a little bit different experience, and I still think we're going to get one heck of a shave today. If nothing else, using some of these other soaps just gives you a good perspective on the other, you know, because everything's relative in wet shaving, right? There's so many variables, but the more variables that you experiment with, the more you find what works for you and what you like best, the more you appreciate your very best gear, whatever that happens to be for you. So there's good slickness on this soap. I have no complaints. It's doing its job. However, it's one that I don't just, take my time with when it's on my face, because it does tend to be a thinner soap. And it seems to dissipate a little bit for me. However, I would say as far as value goes, you're going to get a ton of applications and uses with this soap over a lot of other soaps that are commonly used and popular among wet shave enthusiasts. So if you're going for saving money, this could be one of those that you would... I don't even know how long this puck would last, to be honest. Like, it's brick hard. I mean, at least mine is. And I could go over that so many times it wouldn't even dent the puck. Not even a nick or a weeper yet. And I'm on setting 6, so it's not even like I'm on the lightest setting or anything like that. Alright, so go right back to it. This will give us just enough for that last pass. I can always pull right there. It's a good thing to do on your last pass, because otherwise it doesn't get used. And this is great for cleanup, to have extra soap in your hand. Also, if you do have a soap and it does tend to dissipate faster than some other soaps, it's good to have extra in your hand, right? Right there, I can just go over that again. Get a very nice shave. Looks like I have a tiny weeper right there. Very tiny. All right. So that is a very close shave, and I'm being very picky. if you're newer to wet shaving, sometimes it takes a little while just for you to get conditioned to this stuff. As far as it's not always necessary to do a 3-pass and a cleanup shave. Let me just clean this off here really quick. Alright, so I got most of that off. My skin actually feels very nice. There's some nice, you know, post-shave feeling with the fat. Nicknamed the fat. Just hit that little weeper spot. That's not a weeper. We got one weeper down here. So, and that'll take care of it. Almost always. Alright, so skin bracer. Little nod to my dad, a little remembrance of him. And there you go. That's how you do it. Alright guys, so one other thing I'll say about the fat, Mitchell's Wool Fat, is the scent is, it's a clean, very mild scent, clean scent, and it's not going to affect or clash with any of your post-shave products or anything like that. It's not a strong scent that's going to linger or anything like that. It's pleasant when you shave, but, you know, I could have used this or I could have used any other aftershave and it would have been just fine. Alright, guys. That was a great shave. I mean, my skin feels great. Very close. Very satisfying. And that's what it's all about. So, come visit us on Facebook, Rich Man Shaving Group. Join in the fun with us. It's a great time. As always, like and subscribe. If you enjoyed the video, leave a comment below. And you can also find me on Instagram, Rich Man Shaving. Alright, we'll see you guys. Take care. See you in the next episode.
As always, thanks for watching, and if you want to be notified when my videos come out, just click the bell next to the subscription. You can also find me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook.